Hey everyone, I just got back from my trip to Utah and California. On that road trip, me and my girlfriend drove over 4,000 miles and didn't pay for a single hotel. We either stayed in national park campgrounds or in the back of the car. So today, I wanted to share with you guys how to car camp and road trip. I first want to put in my 2 cents on road tripping. Being a Midwestern boy like myself, it's about a 9-hour drive to get to any of the cool places in the United States. A lot of people I talk to don't really want to drive for that long, and I have done multiple 14+ hour days, but the drive is all part of the experience. There are so many cool things to see and places to drive through on a road trip, and a lot of places that you would miss if you were to just take a plane. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of really boring places too, like Nebraska and Kansas. I am also not a rich person by any means, and I like to save money when I can. A great way to do this is by road tripping and car camping or staying in campgrounds. So that brings me to the bulk of this video, how to car camp. So like I just said, car camping is a great way to save some money. Rather than spending $100 or more on a hotel just to stay for the night, you just stay in the back of your car. And I'm also speaking from experience with larger cars. My past car was a crossover, it was a Nissan Rogue, and now I have a Subaru Outback, so they have a lot of room in the back for you to lay down in. And the most expensive part of road trips is paying for gas. Everything else really isn't that much money. Now, if you're trying to watch how much you're going to spend, there's an easy way that you can figure out relatively how much gas is going to cost you. So here's what I do. So first, figure out how far you're going to be driving. Let's say, for example, that I'm going to Denver on a road trip. From where I am right now, Denver is about 1,040 miles, so there and back is 2,080 miles in total. Next, figure out how many miles per gallon that your car gets. My Outback gets about 25 miles per gallon. Lastly, figure out the average cost of gas on your road trip. Right now in the United States, on average, it's about $4 per gallon. It's a little expensive right now. So bring out your calculator, and if we're driving 2,080 miles, divide that by 25 miles per gallon, and you get about 83.2 gallons of gas. Now, multiply that by the price per gallon, which we said, for example, is about $4 per gallon, and you get about $332.80 just in gas. So for me to drive to Denver and back on this fake road trip, it's gonna cost me about $333. And that's not gonna be spot on. Most likely it's going to be a bit more expensive than that, but it gives you an idea of relatively how much money you're gonna spend on gas. So next, what to bring. And if you're like me and plan on camping, here's what you're going to need. For one, you're gonna need camping gear like tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, a pillow, and a cook stove. You will use the sleeping bag and sleeping pad inside of the car. The tent is going to be used for camping, obviously. So you're also gonna need all of the food that you want. So bring a cooler for all of your cold stuff, and then just a paper grocery bag works for all of your dry food. For breakfast, I'll just have oatmeal packets. For lunch, I make a bunch of sandwiches, which I prepare before I leave for the road trip so they're all ready to go. You can also bring whatever snacks that you want, fruit, vegetables, granola bars, beef jerky, candy, whatever you want to eat. And then for dinner, I usually do more like backpacking kind of food. So tuna packets, chicken packets, rice packets, those sort of things. A little fuzzy. Bring whatever clothes and toiletries you may need, and then lastly, you're gonna need something to cover up the windows in your car when you're sleeping there. For me, I usually just use like old pillowcases and old bed sheets. They work just fine. And that's about it. You don't really need a whole lot of stuff. That's what's also good about car camping, is you really don't need that many things. So as for actually sleeping in your car, here's how you can do it. I have done this 2 different ways. One is with the sleeping bag and sleeping pad in the back of the car. This is what me and my girlfriend did on our road trip to Utah and California. We moved everything we didn't need for sleeping to the very front of the car, blew up our sleeping pads, and slept in our sleeping bags. It was great. The other way I've done this is with my mattress topper and my blanket. Like literally this right here. I did this when I went to New Mexico just this past October, and it was super comfortable. The last thing you have to do when you have your bed all set up is use whatever you have to cover up your windows in your car, and boom, home sweet home. Now there are some pros and cons to both. Using a sleeping pad and sleeping bag is really convenient. They pack down really easily inside your car, but they're not the most comfortable thing. Using the mattress topper and blanket is super comfortable, but it's really bulky in your car. It takes up a lot of room, and it's kind of a nuisance to have back there. So now that we've covered everything for physically sleeping in your car, where do you spend the night? So I know this might sound a little crazy, but there are actually a lot of places that allow and encourage you to stay in your car for the night. For one, in the United States, there is a lot of public land and there is a lot of Bureau of Land Management land where you can stay literally anywhere out there. To find this, you can go to blm.gov and there is a map with everything. You can stay in literally any Walmart parking lot. I did this on my way out to New Mexico, and I've also heard that you can stay in some Costco parking lots, but I don't know for sure on that one. The only problem with these places is that they don't have any coffee, food, or bathrooms that are very conveniently located for you. So that's why I usually stay in a Love's or a Shell gas station parking lot. I do prefer Love's because they are actually very nice, and there's a ton of them all over the country, at least in the United States. And these places are travel centers. They're actually meant for you to stay overnight at. You just pull up to a parking spot and boom, there's home for the night. They also always have coffee and food for you along with bathrooms and showers. So I know this seems ridiculous, I get it, it was super weird the first time I did this too, but there are actually a lot of other people staying at these travel centers, so don't feel weird doing this. Lastly, just make sure you go with your gut. If you feel like you aren't in a safe place, just go find somewhere else. It's always better to err on the side of safety because there are some bad and crazy people out there. While it is very rare, you just don't want to get hurt. So go and find somewhere else if you don't think you're in the best area. As for food, when I'm on the road, it's more just like go, go, go and try to get to like the big destination. So for breakfast, it's usually something quick and convenient along with some coffee. For lunch, I'll have those sandwiches that I already pre-made, and then dinner, I'll usually just buy something quick at a convenience store or fast food. As much as I don't want to have it, it is just like something quick and easy I can have when I'm on the go. I have all of that other food when I am camping at national parks or wherever that I am at. How to camp would be an entire extra video. So to recap everything that we just talked about when it comes to car camping. So number one, road trips are a great way to see some places that you would otherwise never see. Two, this is a great way that you can save some money, and the most expensive thing will most likely be gas. Three, you really don't need to bring that much stuff with. And four, there are a ton of different places where you can stay at. All right, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it helped you get an idea on how you can car camp for your next road trip. Please leave me a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you in my next one. Peace out. And the most expensive, I just spit. I hope I didn't get that on the lens. Places that allow and encourage you to sleep in your car for the night. Fucking shit. Sleepy kitty. You guys want to see Talos? Look at, this is where he's been the entire time. Sleepy boy, sleepy kitty cat. Those are some clothes that I left out. They're my beer jammas, my beer pajamas that my buddy Waylon got me for Christmas. They're super comfortable. Okay, goodbye.